All right, so our next lesson will still be in chapter 1.1, and we'll be working with subtraction now. So once again, pretty easy start. It'll just be some review work, and I'm going to show you 3 examples this time to kind of help you get through these subtraction problems. All right, first, so here are our steps as usual. All right, so we have 3,145 minus 2,570. So just like addition, stack them, put the big number on top. Line them up on the right-hand side. Now, I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to highlight what I need to borrow. So how do I know what I got to borrow? If the bottom number is bigger than the top, then I'm going to highlight that. So is 0 bigger than 5? Nope. Is 7 bigger than 4? Yep. Is 5 bigger than 1? Yep. Is 2 bigger than 3? Nope. So this kind of tells me what I'm going to borrow. All right. So start subtracting the ones. 5 minus 0 is 5. 4 take away 7. I cannot do that. So I'm going to borrow. So I'm going to borrow from the 1. I'm going to take from the 1. So the 1 becomes a 0. I'm going to put a little 1 right in front of here. So the 4 turns now into a 14. I'm going to give him a 1 in front. Subtract 14 take away 7 is 7. 0 take away 5. Once again, it's highlighted, so I need to borrow. So I'm going to borrow from him. Take away 1. 3 becomes a 2. And he's going to put 1 in front of that number, so that 0 now becomes a 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. And 2 minus 2 is 0. I continued all the way down, and I'm going to insert 1, 2, 3. So stop. So my final answer will just simply be 575. All right, my next problem. So we'll see what happens when we have different length numbers. So I'm going to take my 2 numbers and stack them. Line them up on the right-hand side, not the left, the right. So let me see if I need to borrow. 8 is bigger than 2. 7 is smaller than 9. 5 is bigger than 1. And this would be a 0. So 0 is definitely smaller than 8. All right, so 2 take away 8. Can't do it. So I'm going to borrow from that 9. Take 1 away. And I'm going to put a 1 in front of that 2. So now it becomes a 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. 8 take away 7 is 1. So this is highlighted. 1 take away 5. I cannot do it. So I'm going to borrow from that 8. Take 1 away, becomes a 7. And we're going to put a 1 in front. So that 1 now becomes an 11. 11 take away 5 is 6. And then 7 take away 0 is, of course, 7. Now, if I wanted to check my work, I could take my 2 bottom numbers, add them up, and that's going to get us back to that original number. 8 and 4 is 12. 7, 8, 9. 11. And 8, 1, 9, 2. And then that gets us all the way. So that's kind of ways we can check our work. All right, last problem is I'm going to put in the dreaded zeros. Zeros are very tricky. All right, so we got this stacked, and we see all zeros up here. So automatically, I'm going to borrow, borrow, borrow. Now this is where it gets tricky. 0 take away 5. Can't do it, so I'm going to borrow. Can I borrow from that 0? Nope. So I got to go to the next 0. Can I borrow from the 0? Nope. And then go to the 3. So I got to go all the way down to borrow. And he becomes a 2. As usual, he's going to put a 1 in front of that. But we want to borrow so that 10 doesn't get to keep it. We're going to borrow from that 10 and give it to this person. He doesn't get to keep it. We're going to take that and give it to this person. And then we have our 10. Take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 4 is 5. 9 take away 1 is 8. And 2 take away 1 is 1. 1, 2, 3, comma. And our answer is 1,855. And that is our subtraction.